I think many of the safety by design principles are focused or have historically been focused on child safety concerns. I think we are working actively internally to create avenues to learn and support each other across industry on the well-being side.
I'm John Starr, advisor at Thorn.
I'm Paylez Halai, Senior Manager of Partnerships at Thorn.
And this is Safe Space.
All right, so I'm going to pivot a little bit towards something we touched on earlier, which is safety by design. And we're grateful OpenAI signed on to our safety by design principles, along with other organizations and AI leaders. I'm curious, as somebody who is on the other side and works on these principles, how do you see cross-industry efforts like safety by design principles impacting the development and future of AI?
I think it's had incredible impact. I've watched it internally. It guides a lot of the work that we do and will continue to do. I think we need more. I think many of the safety by design principles are focused and have historically been focused on child safety concerns. I think we are working actively internally to create avenues to learn and support each other across industry on the well-being side of the work that we do for teens. And when we say well-being, what we mean is the benefit, the value, the support, the care of teens as the user across these tools and their parents and guardians and families. So think education, think creative value, think emotional support, et cetera. That's what we mean when we say well-being. And I think, this is a new territory and a new technology, and we can continue to sort of support and learn from each other across the industry in that space more than we are today.
Agreed. Such new territory, especially youth well-being. I wonder if you can elaborate a little bit on the distinction between what you call youth well-being and, what we kind of focus on in terms of child safety with regards to sexual exploitation and that realm. Like, I wonder if you can just double click a little bit on that distinction.
When we think about sexual exploitation, that is kind of one piece of the puzzle and is the most critical piece of the puzzle. But when we think about youth well-being, we think about the teen as the actor, the teen as the user, right? What is the sort of benefit or harm or lack thereof that they are experiencing? How are they experiencing the tools? And then we think about the sort of secondary actors that surround them. So parents, guardians, families, educators, educational institutions, et cetera, as the sort of secondary piece here. So it's centering the teen as the user and the experience that they are having on the platform versus the harm that could be perpetrated upon them. That's sort of kind of the distinction we make internally. But again, all of this work equally critical in our mind.
Kind of beyond parental controls, what are some innovations or approaches to AI safety in general that you're seeing, that you're excited about, and specifically to youth well-being? What are some innovations that you're seeing around that space?
So one of the things we've talked about publicly recently that I spend a lot of time thinking about is age and age assurance. And this is sort of a hot button question that folks talk about some, but I think with this new technology, there's an opportunity to push the boundaries technically around how we build and think about age assurance solutions. And so you'll see more from us by the end of the year, but that is an area that I spend a lot of time thinking about and that I think we don't talk about enough, which is to say age is the underpinning of everything. You have to know how old your users are to ensure that they have the right and safest experience.
This is just part of the conversation with Lauren Jonas. You can watch more highlights and catch the full Safe Space episode right here.